Hello, home arcade and retro game enthusiasts. It's Michael B. Happy Monday night. Tonight, we're talking about last week was the yin, this week is the yang. Last week was the negative, this week is the positive. Last week was the dark, this week is the light. So 2023, we pretty much covered it. Bummer year in the home arcade scene. There wasn't a lot of products that came out from two of the largest companies. I mean, AtGames didn't release anything except for a pinball pack last year, and Arcade1Up did release 2 or 3 new products, but there was some, dark clouds around them, and there were a lot of re-releases that were cool for some people, but not everybody. But while 2023 was that bummer year, 2024 looks like it could be super positive from all the hints and highlights that we've seen so far. We may be in for a rocky road, home arcade fans. We may see some exciting stuff. We're going to be eating well. Speaking of eating well, happy early Thanksgiving, my U.S. friends. Anyways, we're going to get started. I've got some surprise guests. I was hoping to have all the people from last week. Unfortunately, some couldn't be here, but I've got some of them, if not the best. And we're going to get into all this tonight on Chill and Chat with Michael B. Hello, Justin.
What's up?
Tracks. 19K Fox, how the hell are you? Thank you so much for coming back this week, guys. I was worried that nobody would come back after the sentiment from the community last week, seemingly that none of us liked arcades anymore, which I don't know where the hell people got that from. We were just talking about last year's releases were kind of lame for us. We didn't buy a lot of stuff, and we bought stuff in other areas. But looks like we may be loosening our purse strings for 2024 because there's some cool shit coming out. And that's what we're going to talk about tonight.
Can we talk about that for a second? Where was that posted? I didn't read it. I don't have no clue what you're talking about.
I saw it on Super Game Room, dude. Someone said the Rexter show said it.
Is that the guy that you blocked like right when he said that?
Yeah, that's right.
Got it.
Does your purse have strings? I think that's the bigger question.
Pardon?
Does your purse have strings? I'm just curious. Is that like a real thing?
I don't know. It's a statement I've always heard, and I just assumed that it was a thing.
Weird.
My wife does have purses with strings.
Does she?
That is true. Yeah,
that's interesting. Well, I just want to say I'm very happy to be. I'm very happy to be here, talking about bright, shining, positive futures, and nothing puts me in that frame of mind than iiRcade. I mean, come on.
Right.
Right. Yeah, that was probably the biggest bummer last year. iiRcade going out of business. It certainly seemed like that was a dark omen for the whole home arcade space. And we were all saying, man, I hope this doesn't happen to anybody else. No one wanted iiRcade to, be in a bad spot. We were just looking at it. I mean, once you say we're not making any more new cabinets, that's a curious thing for a company you want to see grow. And some of the game releases were kind of poo-poo caca. So, escape from Popo. I think we can say that.
A little bit, yeah.
But it's funny because let's talk about one of the first positives, which is actually a positive for 2023. People are starting to get them now. 19K Fox, you just got yours. Justin, you just got yours. Glenn's control deck reached people's homes. So people are going to be dicking around with this. His Viper is soon going to be going out to everybody. So, yeah, single board computer coming out. Some life still in the iiRcade, even though the company's out of business.
Yeah, you failed to mention also there's a new hack that came out or the mod, whatever you want to call it, for the, what is it? I can't remember what it's called. The Space Invaders that I have, what's it? The Gold Cabinet?
Yeah. Yes.
So it uses, basically through your Wi-Fi, they created a server. It emulates the retail store, and you can add games to some folder, and it'll push it to the device. So it's a cool way to sideload to the gold machine. So if you want more information on that, let's see. B-Kong did a stream with
Team that's why Encoder. I didn't see it.
Yeah, man, you didn't know about it. So Team Encoder, they unveiled this software so you run it on your PC, and this software emulates the retail store, and then you connect your gold to your computer. with a hotspot. And once you do that, it thinks your computer is iiRcade Store. And then whatever ROMs you drop into this folder and package up, boom, shows up on the machine, gets downloaded.
Nice. Yeah.
Get it out there. Play with it.
Yeah.
I saw something about
You might
that
void
today.
your warranty, though, so be...
Oh, I'm not doing that. Come on. It's a bridge too far, Justin.
A fridge too far. So anyways, I saw Prince Malcolm post something about this on his social media earlier today. He was trying to get a game up. I can't remember. It was called like Boo Beers or something like that up on a store. And I was like, store? Is Zhang running this out of his garage? What's going on here? But that's what it is. It's the Mystery Encoder Hotspot store.
Yeah, there you go. That's a good. Yeah. It's a hotspot store.
You can hit me at the hotspot.
Yeah.
The hotspot.
Yeah.
So, new life there. Glad to see that machine go on. I loved my iiRcade. I love the experience. So, I'm happy to see there's still life after death for fans of that cabinet. Unfortunately, Fox, before I found out that the gold cab could be modded, I sold mine. I gave up on my iiRcade. My iiRcade days were over. I cleared house. You still have your cab, but you don't know if you're keeping yours either.
You know, I'm not sure, and it's shocking that you gave up so quickly. Really, you should have stuck in there just a little bit longer. Seems like maybe it's possible to make this thing the ultimate multicade, perhaps, depending on the ROMs that you have. But if only there was a place we could go to get those ROMs. Do you know a guy?
Cool Toy. That's where you also get your Amazon deals.
Write this down. Does he have an affiliate link?
Really quickly, let's transition to this super chat. I did a video earlier today, and I thought it would just be funny because last week Stern put ads on their pinball machines, and the pinball community was really upset about it. And I mean, it's a super superfluous thing. Did I say that right? So, sure. Like, I mean, it's just something that plays in a track mode and shows you cabinets.
Yeah. Totally. Okay, here's the thing. Ads on this platform, right, interrupt the entertainment that you're trying to get. Totally get it. But on the Stern machine, it's while the game is not running, when it's looping through tutorials already and no one's really paying attention, there's also occasionally a graphic that's scan this QR code to learn more about these games that we have. And it's actually really smart. They're advertising, it's not like a commercial, it's like Deadpool, you know, like we have this, you know, they all the machines that are currently for sale, they list and show in a really flashy, nice. It doesn't take you out of the experience of walking through the arcade. It's not like you walk through the arcade, you're like, oh my God, they're running ads on the Stern machines. No.
So the reason why I brought it up again today, I know people were upset about it. Kerry Hardy did a great video. He had some concerns, and he also said it was a market sign to show that maybe sales were down with Stern, that they were going the extra level of doing this. I don't know if that really correlates or not. Kerry's a pretty smart guy. He knows more than me about pinball, but he brought it up. My concern when I see ads like this come on is this a gateway for them? All of a sudden you're playing pinball and you're like, oh, I drained, and then all of a sudden an ad comes up for Tide detergent and you're like, the fuck, I want to go to my next ball. So that was my concern, but anyways, so far nothing. Well, the other shoe dropped. Arcade1Up have now put ads on their cabinets, and where this is a little bit more I guess invasive is the fact that the pinball machines are in fact, like, you know, they're commercial machines. So they're going to be out in arcades, out in redemption spots. So you can see while you're walking by a machine, all of a sudden an ad comes up and people are like, holy shit, you mean I can buy a pinball machine for my home? But with Arcade1Up, it's a little bit different because, you know, we bought these for our home. The thing that's a little bit different right now, Cornercade said it on my video earlier today, and I think it's good. It's not basic like advertisements just for their cabs. Right now, they advertised a Black Friday sale. That's not a terrible thing, right? I mean, it's just a sale. You know, obviously, you probably already have Arcade1Up's email blast. You probably already have their social media. You probably already have the companion app. So honestly, you're already getting these notifications there. I mean, Cyrus goes to people's houses door to door and also tells them about the sales. So it's not like we're not getting them. So I don't know if it's important to have them on the cabs or not, but they're now there. It's just a quick pop-up QR code. You can scan it if you're interested. If not, you can just pop out of it. Right? So what are your thoughts on that?
So when you go to Stern, I think the ads on Stern are kind of cool because it's less about, do you know you could buy these? do you know these can come to your home? I think that's kind of a secondary. I think the primary is, do you know we also have these other titles? So you're sitting there in front of a Godzilla, and all of a sudden you're about to put the quarter in, and you see a sizzle reel of like 5 or 6 different machines. You're like, I didn't even know they had a Deadpool. So it's informative, it's informational. And if Arcade1Up is doing something like that, where they're like, did you know we also have Golden Tee?
Did you know we had Pac-Man?
Right.
No idea.
It actually would make sense if 99% of the people out there have a Pac-Man and the advertisement is for Golden Tee. It's like, oh, someone that likes Pac-Man might also like Golden Tee, but they don't even know they have it. So let's make sure they know.
Couple comments I want to get to here. Scott J. Prezi, thank you very much for the super chat. And my moderator, who actually has something really cool for us later on tonight. Let me just see if I can bring this. So I'll tell you guys about that a little bit later. Jason's like the nicest guy in the world. So he's come up with something that he wants to do for you guys tonight. And we'll talk about that a little bit later. We used to get trailers in the movies. Now we get trailers and ads, even though we're paying for the experience. I hope Arcade1Up only does upcoming sales and not anything else. Again, worried about the gateway. I think they will do additional things. Like I think, say for example, next year, if an Alien versus Predator cab comes up, you'll probably get a notification on your cab and it's like Alien versus Predator available now. Scan the QR code for more information. That's fair, right?
No.
No, you don't want that.
I think it's a bridge too far. Well, I mean, to your point, you're getting the email blast. You have the app. You have all these different ways to get notified that this thing is coming out. If it's something you've already purchased, what if you get an ad for like the cab that you're actually playing on? You know, I've got T2 and there's an ad for T2's on sale now. What the hell? What are you doing? I just think it's a bit too much. I mean,
that's actually poking you in the ribs, right? Because it's saying T2 is on sale now. You paid too much,
you're
sucker.
A moron, Fox, and they said my name, which was so weird.
I think it's good because here's why: Mystery Encoder is going to sniff the packets that are going from the Arcade1Up to the server. It's fetching a list saying download these MP4s, store it onto the disk. He'll intercept that and go, instead, install these ROMs in that same location and then play that. So it just exposes them for, this is a vulnerability just waiting to happen. So let's do it, Mystery Encoder.
All of a sudden I'm on board.
Paul, don't have me come across that way. I don't want ads. I don't have them yet for some reason. I'm very fortunate. So,
because did they bake this into the firmware for Arcade1Up, or is it just? It's probably. Is it a full firmware update that did it?
I believe so.
Yeah.
I noticed it after I did an update on my Golden Tee, I think.
Yeah.
I bet it's calling to their backend server though to tell whether or not it should play an ad.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because once Black Friday is over, it's gonna be like, don't play that ad. Right. So, but are they going to do a new firmware update to take the ad off, or is the software basically an app that calls to the server and says, "What ad should I play?" It'd be like, "Don't play an ad. Play this ROM."
Yes. I see what you're saying. Really quickly, Scott Chuck says, what would be cool if they gave you a coupon code with those ads? Unlike Stern, Arcade1Up is mainly in the home, so it makes sense. He also mentioned this on my video earlier. I agree, Stock Shock. If there's some kind of special discount for already existing members that popped up on your cab, you'd be like, hey, this is pretty cool. I don't know. I don't think it's that big a deal. I don't think any of this is that big a deal, as long as it doesn't become more. As long as it doesn't become an in-game thing, it doesn't lead to advertisement for them to monetize these cabs in your home to then show other shit, like, again, Tide detergent, whatever you want to do, erectile dysfunction pills, whatever you're going to sell, right?
Well,
as long as it's not that.
Needs that.
That's right. Virile men.
I think it's the gateway drug, Mike. I think it's going to pop up and you're going to have to click. You're going to have to buy. You're going to spend $2 to get your cab that you already purchased without ads.
So anyways, I don't know. They installed the ads, and I thought it was interesting right after Stern and the kerfuffle that caused in that Stern community. So it was weird seeing them do it. Again, I don't think it's that big a deal, but there are going to be people that are like irritated by this. It's like when Apple released the iPhone a couple of years ago, and they put that U2 album right on your iPhone, and everybody was like, I don't want this. Yeah. I don't want a free U2 album. How dare you do this, Apple?
I hate Bono. I think it's funny for the people that didn't get spectate on their MK cab, but they've got ads. So
yeah,
there you go. There you go.
It's a good point.
So when spectate does come out on MK, imagine you can spectate somebody else's ads.
You can just watch their ads. That's great.
Okay, so anyways, enough about that. The reason why I thought it was funny that I did it is because I'm Mikey mid-roll. I put ads in everything, so I just thought, what a joke. I'm complaining about ads, right? Get some comedy here, guys.
Speaking of which, here's our mid-roll.
Yeah.
Cute.
So anyways, let's go on to the fun stuff. And, last year was kind of dumb. This year looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. There's a lot of cool stuff coming out. Some stuff that's in the rumor stage, some stuff's been announced, and some things we're waiting on. So first up, another super chat from Scott. $1.99 US, 4 ads since I joined, and a channel member, FML. Hey, there shouldn't be tonight. I got it on every 24 minutes. So if you've got 4 ads already,
wait, you can dial it in? I thought they took away the option to
No. You can still choose. I did it on Super Game Room Dudes the other night, thinking I was being merciful. I was like, I'll just let AtGame choose the ads. Every 4 minutes they were throwing ads at people, and that was when we had the Quarter Arcade show. So what a bummer. So I'm never doing that again. I am only doing dedicated ads, and I put it at every 24 minutes. So I figured we go an hour, people will get 2 ads, hopefully.
I didn't know you could fine tune it.
Yeah.
Someone recently commented on my video. They're like, you have way too many ads. I was like, all I see is do you want ads or not? Like, I thought they recently updated it where you lose control. I got a notification that was like, there's now it's on or off.
I think
where's this special magic feature you're talking about?
Mike, they're messing with you. I got the stream up. There's no ads. You're fine.
Oh, okay. You guys are screwing.
I think they're messing with you. Yeah.
I got it. Okay.
Hey, guys! I'm not that smart. Go easy on me.
Easy, fellas. Come on.
Really, it should only be every 24 minutes. I will tune it again. I want to make money, but I also don't want to level you. Someone gave me shit about the mid-roll ads on Super Game Room Dudes. They were like, Fox doesn't have ads. And I was like, well, la-ti-da for Fox.
I'm a peasant.
Actually being serious, Nooner is. I am sorry, Nooner. Jesus, this is stupid. Brutal.
Yeah, we're like 18 minutes in. There's 4 ads?
Damn it. Anyways, guys. I got one at the 8-minute mark. I am sorry, Angelo P. I set it for 24 minutes. I don't know what to tell you. I did click on show viewers ads at different times, so everybody wouldn't be wiped out of the conversation once.
Maybe that's kind of cool.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
So everyone's missing.
I think we should just convince everyone to go premium.
Yeah. Calvin Wong only saw 1 ad. There you go.
You know, it'd be cool. We could do this thing. Everyone go premium, okay? Everyone in the home arcade community just go premium, and then all of us can crank the ads all the way up
to 11.
Oh, Scott, you're out $5.97 US and 4 ads. I am so sorry, man. I don't think they're screwing around. I am sorry, dude. Thank you again for the super chat.
Why don't you go adjust it, and then Fox and I can chat for a second.
Yeah, I'm gonna go try to do that and see if I can do that.
I don't know if it'll help because people keep on getting ads, so I don't know.
The whole topic of conversation now. This is awesome.
All right,
so guys, don't you hate ads?
Ads are the greatest ever.
Yeah, I mean, we got a comment from somebody who says, "What is it? Cabanero?" He's like, B's channel wouldn't do this to us. What's going on, man?
Well,
Michael B.
He never watches Michael B's show.
He's like, I think it's Michael B messing with us because what he actually is doing. He's like, dude, I only have ads set to every 24 minutes, but it's like every minute.
Seconds. That was 24 seconds.
24
Hey,
seconds.
Here we go. This is a person that's here to talk about this ad conundrum.
What's going on?
It's my boy, Detroit Love.
What's up going on, gentlemen? Carl, he always joins channels and his name is whatever the channel he's joining.
That's what he knows where he is.
It's me. It's Michael B.
Look, I will show you guys. Like, I am not trying to.
We should get a share screen on your ad configuration.
Yes.
Wait.
Look.
Oh, jeez.
There we go. Boom. That's what I got set
Every
up.
30 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. You press
show
that.
ads to viewers at different times. I just changed it again. Hopefully, it'd be better.
Now we know.
They redesigned all that. I didn't.
Did we lose Carl that quickly? Carl was like, the hell with this.
Carl was just a quick ad.
There he is.
It doesn't let.
There he is. What's happening, buddy?
It doesn't even give me the option. It just takes me right in.
Damn it! I am so sorry, man.
I'll be Michael B. 2. Can you guys hear me? Okay.
Oh yeah, we can hear you loud and clear, brother.
What is going on with this camera?
We're just gonna wait for a minute while Carl gets himself set up here.
Talk among yourselves.
So, Carl, we have done absolutely nothing so far. We've just talked about ads showing up on the Arcade1Up cabinets. Have you noticed it yet?
Yeah, my NBA Jam came on the other day, and it was.
Imagine we did an entire stream only talking about ads.
Then
the future's bright. Arcade1Up's revenue is way up from the ads.
And then
go ahead, Carl. Sorry.
Mid-row ad comes in just as we're talking about the ads.
Maybe I can convince them to give an ad QR code to lead people to subscribe to my channel. That's not a bad idea.
It's pretty good, yeah.
All right, guys. So, Carl, we're talking now about why things look good for 2024. I think I want to start it off with maybe some of the new stuff that just came out. Let's talk about the Nova Blast, the new shoes coming out from ASICS, according to Justin.
That's right.
Nova Blast that we were taking a look at. You fell asleep midstream there Friday night when P-Dubs got the pictures for the first time. What do you think of this new Nova Blast from Unico coming out? I mean, like, I'm going to be honest, outside of Fox here, I think everybody here thought Unico was a done deal. Like, they were going to do these screens and that was it. But Fox with this greasy inside information.
What? Why is my information going to be greasy?
Yours is always greasy. No one else got it. It's so greasy.
Davey, yes.
So Unico comes out with this candy cab, and I don't know how I feel about the looks of it yet, but it's got some possibilities to be pretty cool. Retro Ralph did another video, and now my lips and words are out of sync. I think people are messing with me tonight. Yeah. Are my lips and words out of sync?
If you want, I got a share screen to show you what the Unico looks like. Here it is. So here's the Nova Beautiful. Blast.
I love the red.
Nova Blast.
Red and the orange.
It's Nova Blast 3. It's $99. I'm not joking, man. This thing is colorful.
Listen. I think that this is going to shave at least maybe 0.2 of a second off your track time. It's going to be awesome.
I was talking to Nostalgia, and we were debating how fast this thing would run, and he was thinking it's got a really good chipset in it. It'll run really fast.
Hello.
Fast. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Is my audio still out of sync? This is driving me nuts tonight.
Yeah, hold on a second.
I'm out of sync.
Yeah, your lips are out of sync, man. So do a clap test.
Yeah, do the clap.
Yeah, it's like 3 seconds off.
All right. You guys continue on with the show. I'm going to log out and log back in.
It's weird. It's like Mike is like, his video is backwards, but his audio is the right way.
So weird.
Dude,
even his NBA Jam game in the background is running backwards.
How does this happen?
Is everybody screwing with me?
You're fine. Keep going, Mike.
Man.
Don't believe anything in the chat. They're all lying to you.
Yes. We're also lying.
All right. So damn it. All right. So the Unico Nova Blast, I am sorry if I'm out of sync, guys, but the Unico Nova Blast, this looks like it could be a very interesting concept for those people that want to add like a really cool looking candy cab to their collection. Like, I like some of the art on the side. It's got that really rad 90s style sit down cabinet. Did they confirm afterwards the screen size in the cabinet? Did they make their official announcement or just give Ralph all the news?
No, it's 26 inch. So Neo Severa posted on a Reddit thread all the stats of this machine.
Okay.
And I can pull it up real quick.
Yeah, that's great. I don't Reddit that much.
Yeah.
You're not down with the Reddits?
I'm not hip with Reddit. I don't really understand it. Like, more respect to people that do it. There's some awesome people getting information. It's just,
it's not
it's
for
a
me
lot.
either. I don't deal with it. But while he's pulling that up, it's like some aliens came, or people came from the future, and they saw these arcades from the 80s. It's like, wow, I like these arcades, and let's steal that technology, and we're going to redo it in this futuristic new fashion. It's it has no nostalgic to me from an arcade standpoint, but it can play all the games that you love from the arcades.
Yeah, Carl.
Go ahead.
It's not an 80s 90 arcade by any means. It's late 90s, Japanese culture, and mostly like it's very big for fighters and shoot 'em ups and stuff like that in the late 90s.
And it tastes good too. All right, so Nia Severa, we can trust him. He's worked closely with Unico. I think at one point he was a contractor for them or project manager or something like that. And then at some point he was like, I'm not on their payroll. Anyway, he's associated with them enough that clearly he has the information. This is 7 days ago now when he posted it. So the project is called Nova Blast. It is confirmed 26-inch 4x3 LCD, similar to the one that they released standalone. It's going to have an option. There are 5 screws on the top and the bottom, and in the frame, you can screw it to the top or the sides, making it optional for horizontal or vertical orientation. Sandwa sticks and buttons, JAMA plus a PC ready. There's an option to add a bar top, which makes it a full-size candy cab. It's going to have the same size as the candy cabs, except for in depth. In depth, it's not as deep, but the rest of the dimensions are the same. And the base has a coin mech in it. So this is something that, and it was said that there were commercial establishments that were interested in purchasing this when it comes out. So it is target for both commercial and home use. Changeable topper style. There's 2 different topper styles. You can have it where the speakers are on the side and the speakers are kind of more embedded. And there is actually artwork that you can, different styles of artwork that they're playing with. And one final thing I'll add, in the stream that I did yesterday, some people in the comments were mentioning this would be a great opportunity for them to use. This is not official, but it's kind of like a community request. This would be cool. Why don't you make the artwork magnetic so you could swap it easy? Or maybe that we'll leave that to third parties. Like, just sell me a candy cab without any art on it, and then I'll just, buy artwork from Joe Sabo or something, but maybe that he can make a magnetic one so you could, change the style every now and then.
I thought the artwork looked great. I love the 90s like dirt bike motorcycle art that they had on it. I thought it was amazing. Yeah, that was one of my favorite things from it.
You couldn't really read the name on it. I didn't think the design, the pattern worked for me. But I want to hear from Robert since he has something similar.
Really quick before Robert, I have to transition to the super chat from Game Room Guru. $1.99. Nova in Spanish means not going. So that's why the ASICs Nova Blast are for people that like standing around. Thanks for the super chat, Game Room Guru.
Oh, that's awesome. So my thoughts on the Nova Prime, Nova Blast. I like the blast aspect of it. It harkens back to the Sega Blast Cities. I like that. I like the overall shape of it is not bad. It's not quite as exaggerated, the angle, as like the Astro Cities, but the artwork is definitely in keeping of these cabinets. Very minimalistic. I think that it's one of the things that I kind of dig about it, because the only way you can really know what game is on the cab is if it's on and you see the attract mode, and there's a little instruction card on the actual control panel. And I don't see it on this. I hope that they add that. But even if they don't do that, overall, this is kind of the same thing that they started with. And iiRcade did the same thing, where you had this topper with a stand that gives it the overall presence, or the overall size of a cabinet. Now, they always had to settle for 3/4 scale because they were trying to emulate these big American-style cabinets. This is not the case with this cabinet. This is going to be really close, I think, to the overall size. I kind of think that there's a little too much going on the sides. I would like just like the name would be really cool. But other than that, you got the Sanwas in the correct green and pink. I like that. I think that it looks like the top speaker panel will be interchangeable, maybe swappable. Maybe you're going to have like a Aero City and a Blast City and a new Astro City, different types of speakers. Maybe that's just because they're trying to decide on an overall style they're going to go with. But I think overall I like it, but I don't necessarily think that the 26-inch is going to be the final version.
And can I interject here?
Oh, you and your greasy inside information.
I mean, wouldn't it make more sense for this cabinet to offer where the bezel would change with the games they're showing? I mean, we're talking about a more modern cabinet. Why wouldn't that
good point, Carl?
A standard feature to have on
because and I'll say just because I think they're trying to go with the candy cab style. If you look at your Astro Cities, all your until you get into the Blast City that had a really exaggerated marquee above, there was no branding on the physical cabinet itself other than that little interchangeable card that was on the control panel. Everything else was just like they all looked exactly the same. I'm not saying that's everybody's cup of tea, but that's exactly what it was. Everything was just standard, and the only inclination, the only clue that you knew what was in the cabinet was, like I said, that instruction card or the game was in a track mode. It wasn't until they came out with the Blast Cities with that big marquee that they were able to kind of customize that. These cabinets did have little toppers, though, that were no more than just like 2 pieces of Lexan, and they had a game card inside. That's something they could add to this for pretty cheap, I think, and it would make it authentic looking. But listen, it's going to be something that people either like or don't like, and that's kind of like the original candy cabs were. Kind of an oddity. They were kind of weird. They weren't for everybody. But I really
speaking of weird and not for everybody, Super Chat $5. I'd only buy this cabinet if it was overpriced and has a 17-inch monitor.
That's a good point.
Oh, Nicholas, do I have a company for you, my man?
Have you heard of the Arcade1Up?
So, do you guys see?
We'll talk about.
You guys see the difference? Like, so this is the marquee style 2 or 1, whatever number it is. Yeah. So it's got the speakers kind of here, and then
built in. Yep.
Yeah, this is the other one where they're kind of more on the side.
That's like the Astro City, the new Astro Cities. There was Astro City, and there was New Astro City. New Astro City had these big square speaker pods that kind of stuck out. Supposedly gave you better sound. I think they had a couple of speakers like mid-range and tweeters up inside. The original Astro, like I have, just a mono full range. It's not a mono speaker, but it's a full range speaker. I think it actually is mono sound, but it was just a single speaker hidden behind that grill, very sleek.
So just in case somebody was confused with what we were talking about, Papa Brad brought this up. This is not a modern cabinet design. It's a retro candy cab design DIY kit. You put your own games in it. The monitor will not run modern consoles. So in case anybody thinking they could play Mortal Kombat and stuff like that, it's not something that's just going to automatically work. I'm sure just like with what is it? Your buddies, Justin, they did all those kits where you could play the Switch on the Arcade1Up.
So
I'm sure you could still.
I mean, technically, there's nothing preventing you from playing modern games on this. And if you argue that, hey, this is a 4x3 screen, 26-inch, so therefore it'll never play modern games. Reverse that logic is also true. You can never play retro games on a AtGames Legends Ultimate because it's a 16:9. So it's true about 16:9 machines, but you want to play retro games, you're going to get bezels on the side. And the reverse is also true. If you want to play modern games, you'll get bezels at the top and bottom.
Or it'll be out of aspect, right?
And it could be. But you're going to plug a PC into this, so you get a lot of options for configurations on your PC.
Yeah, this is not just a shell. You're going to get a monitor. You're going to get controls already. It's going to be wired for JAMA at least.
And they did say there was a custom PC that came with it, according to Neo Severa.
Yeah, so this is not going to be just. I mean, it's. I think that is not derogatory. That if you just call it a shell, that I think that's actually a good thing because you can add to this whatever you want. But it's going to have a lot of stuff in it. I mean, it's going to be really just bring your own gaming apparatus, your computer.
Yeah, I think Bash is probably, according to this post, it kind of looks like Bash is going to supply the inside PCB, perhaps, which they also announced they're coming out with the Pocket Bash. I don't know if they're related, but here's a piece of hardware that runs retro games. Here's a promise of a probably a single board computer that will, he didn't say it, but I think he's alluding to it. But here's the thing. Papa Brad does have a good point when you say shell. I want to buy a shell. If we're talking about what you get, don't market me $1,500 because like the AtGames 4K machine, it's going to have at least some licensed games on it, right? And then there's a question whether or not you can bring your own games. But do you get my point? How much is this going to cost? And what I'd hate for Unico to do is to confuse the market and say, yeah, we're going to charge $1,500 for this machine because it's got a 26-inch monitor. And you're like, man, an Arcade1Up is like $750 and you only get a 17-inch screen, so it makes sense. But with this, there's no license fee. You're just buying metal, and you're buying that $300 26-inch monitor, and then you're buying Sanwa buttons and controls. Is it coming pre-assembled? Do they expect us to pay $1,500 for this?
Yeah, there was some. Nooner brings up a good point here now. What material is this made of? Did Neo Severa say, is this plastic, metal? I saw someone say that it was metal. And I mean, this thing is going to cost about $1,000 to get shipped to you if that's the case.
Yeah. So that's what I think we're buying is shipping cost.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's metal.
Wow, this is going to be expensive. So this, what concerns me about this is price, because everybody was looking at this and saying, wow, this could be a really good alternative, and it still could. But where this is commercial, where it is metal, what are we thinking price point here? Like, is this going to be a $2,000 product? Is this going to be a $1,000 product? Sub $1,000? Where do we think the price is going to fall with this?
I was trying to do research on it today, and I still don't have a definitive number, but I can tell you exactly what I was looking for. So if you're going to try to price this in the market, yes, it's metal. Yes, there's shipping, but to a consumer, what you care about are what are my other options? And so I think what this compares to is a DIY kit that you can buy pre-assembled and shipped to you. So like Tulsa Arcades, there's I was kind of trying to find a list of companies. That's actually kind of a little mini project I'm doing in Home Arcade, is like, if you're, if we're playing, I called it on my stream, the big boy products, like it's a more commercial friendly type product, but also you can have it in your home. It's really high quality, and technically you can install a coin mech in it, so you could make money from it. What are the other options? And then this thing, or another option could be like a Chulix, right, or a Vulix.
Yeah,
so
I was going to bring that up.
Yeah, so I think that's what we're playing with. If their price point is significantly higher than those other options, then from consumer to consumer, my recommendation is, before consider buying this, consider the other options too, and then evaluate what's right for you.
So before people get too excited about this, because I'm seeing people say $600, $700, keep in mind, that's a 26-inch Unico monitor in there, and 19K Fox. If the people aren't familiar with that, tell me, what is the price point on a 26-inch Unico 4x3 monitor?
$300. That is a $300 monitor by itself.
There's your starting point.
So you got to start there. You have I think the weight could be comparable to a plywood type construction, because you're going to have thin gauge metal. I mean, it is metal, but it's not going to be as thick as the plywood, right? But you're going to have metal. You're going to have a custom bezel, maybe even some plexiglass, the Sanwa controls, the time it takes to assemble this. This is probably going to, I would imagine, this is going to have to ship, at least the topper or the bar top portion is going to have to ship assembled. It's going to be really expensive, big box. I think this is probably $999 unloaded. You get the monitor, you get the controls, that's it. And then your base is probably going to be $299, maybe $199 that it sits on. And then so you can get into this for $1,000 if you want that base with the wheels on it and the casters and all that to give it that true look. You're probably going to pay another $200, maybe $300.
Yeah, I want to point out, because someone in the stream pointed this out. Look closely at this picture. Look at his knees. Look how close his knees are to that door. Look where his hands are. Now, it could be just a weird angle, and maybe that chair doesn't sink back as far. But what they're saying is the control panel doesn't stick out far enough.
No, and it's also too high.
Yeah, and I will say, like the Chulix that I have right behind me, there's so much gap between the monitor and where the actual buttons are. I can put easily my Dell keyboard in that gap, right? Between the screen and where it's a huge gap, right? And then there's that little slot where you can put like, I want to say advertisement. You could put
it's
like
the instruction card, yeah.
The instruction card, right? So that is one interesting thing, and I don't know if that's true to the Candy Cab, like where the control panel is short like that. I don't know. That's one downside. 26-inch is a big plus for sure, but I don't know. Is that what a Candy Cab is normally like?
If you want to get a Candy Cab, a real Candy Cab from China, Japan, wherever, you get it shipped to your house. I paid $2,500 for mine. So 2,000.
Oh, I thought it was 5,000.
No. It was only 22,500. I was gonna go.
That's shipped too, right?
That's shipped. That's an original,
that's not bad.
And you get the CRT. I've only got one little issue with mine. I think it's just a potentiometer on the board for my monitor that I've got to swap out. But beyond that, I haven't had any issues. But the issues come in to replacement parts. If the power supply goes bad, to get a stock power supply for an Astro City cab or really any Sega cab like this Candy Cab, $300 if you can find one, and that's going to be eBay. That's going to be used.
Justin,
go ahead.
Can you bring that back up?
I just wanted to see his Candy Cab. I'm like, how does your knees? Can your knees fit under there easily?
What do you got? Stools there? What are you going on there?
He's got stools, man.
Little baby Candy Cane stools.
You're looking at.
Carl,
he's in his PJs.
Look at that.
Yeah.
That looks comfortable.
Oh, and he's got big legs too, man.
I mean, you've probably got 10 inches of depth here. But you see how low this is? You've got the control panel. This is the here where the buttons are, and then you have additional depth here. So
I will tell you, that seems to be a problem with Unico's products. Like, I love the MVSX. I think it's really cool, but it is super uncomfortable to play. That control panel is like bar tight up against it. You don't have any overhang at all. So it's not really something you can comfortably play with a stool.
Yeah, we need that overhang.
Yeah, I just don't see the need. I don't. Robert, what are you playing on this thing? I mean, what do we? Why do we
anything he wants.
I've got a JAMA connector in here, and it's all metal underneath. It's a fiberglass shell with metal reinforcement. The access door is metal. I drop that door. There's a card. There's a board, right, that you can pull out, and I have different, arcade.
I want to know when you turn that on. What are you playing? When you turn it on, what are you playing?
I've got King of Fighters 2003 in there now.
Okay.
I do swap this out for X-Men versus Street Fighter.
Okay.
So the CPS2 game. Yep.
Okay.
Fighters.
So really quickly, I just want to ask Justin. I know this is a video, so I don't know if you can scroll in. Is he wearing the ASICS Nova Blast 3?
No, here's what's funny. Justin sent me this, or Jay Mason, I should say. Jay. And it's not a video. That's a picture.
Oh, see if you can scroll in when you get a closer look at those shoes.
I can't.
Okay.
The real Michael B.
I'm going to superimpose the Nova Blast.
Yeah, Carl.
The fake Michael B has to go because I got to go watch the game.
Now,
all right. Have fun, Carl. Enjoy the game. Thanks for stopping by.
I keep on showing.
And I'll watch the rest of the show so I can understand the need, because I need to know.
Thanks.
There's only a need if you have, excitement and nostalgia for Candy Cabs. Otherwise, there's other options to play these games, Carl.
Thanks, Michael B. I do want to say, I keep on showing this picture, and I'm really sorry. So, disclaimer, this is not a part of Unico. This is not their product. They bought this to get ideas this is like a wood version of their machine. On my video, I pinned a comment to give clarity. I thought it was like a prototype design, but this one's like only a vertical option or something.
So can you go show the handheld again? Because I got to tell a little bit of a funny story now. So I saw the Facebook post go up for this Bash Gaming Studios, the PKT Bash. And I was like, oh, neat. Like, so cool. Like, another product for Unico. They're really coming out, and good partnership with Bash Studios. Do you know who the first person in the comments was saying, cool, I would love to get a review unit was?
Nostalgia.
You've got to be kidding me.
No, I'm serious.
No,
For some reason,
100%.
like, I would love to check this out.
And what do you guys think? This is a debate. I propose that this is pronounced Pocket Bash.
The Pocket Bash?
Pocket Bash?
That's what I think it is. I think you say Pocket Bash, but it's PKT, but you say Pocket.
What does the abbreviation PKT stand for when it comes to code? Like .pkt? Is that packet? Is it the Packet Bash?
I think it's the Pocket.
The Bash package?
I think that's the joke. It's like, we want to call it the Pocket because you can fit it in your pocket, but Pocket is probably trademarked, so we called it PKT, but still say Pocket. That's my theory.
Very cool. All right, guys. So let's move on. Let's talk about the next company. And this has been talked about to death, but I do want to bring it up again. Of course, we have AtGames. And AtGames in 2023, year of inactivity, just one pinball pack came out, the Dr. Seuss pack. But early this year, they did announce the 4KP pinball and the Legends Ultimate 4KP. And we were like, oh, that's really cool. So it was exciting. There was new product. But then what really solidified how cool of a move this was, they also went out and got Zen Studios. So, I mean, here's the thing. Not only are we getting new, more advanced products from AtGames in the future, we're also getting shit with big licenses that we always said, man, AtGames couldn't get them. Zen Pinball, plus, on the other side, they went out and got Microsoft, Killer Instinct, and I hear there's even more companies willing to work with AtGames in the very near future. So we may be getting even more games on the AtGames firmware. So that's AtGames. Justin, you've got a screen you want to bring up there of the new Legends 4KP?
Yeah, I just so happened to have the picture up. It's pretty cool. Like, I think you guys have talked about this on Super Game Room Dudes, but just to show anyone who may have missed any of that content, AtGames is doing some pretty interesting things. Yeah. I agree with you guys. We're talking about how Peanuts looks really nice. It may not be like a perfect IP for everyone, but if you're a Peanuts fan, like that, you're gonna like that.
It looks cool.
It looks really cool.
Yeah.
I'm still excited about some other things that they may come out. And then Zen, I think they just announced The Thing as a brand new game.
Pinball M, yeah.
It makes me wonder, like, are they in with Zen enough where they've roadmapped some of their titles that are brand new to be a part of the lineup, or are they only selling kind of existing, been on the market for a while? It's kind of like when a movie comes out, it comes to the theater, right? And then it's available in hotels, and then it's available on pay-per-view, and then it's available for, you can buy on Amazon, and then it's finally at a streaming service. So they call it, I think it's like windowing or something. Mm-hmm. Is Zen doing the same thing where, like, okay, when a new game comes out, that's exclusive to, like, the Zen studio, and will it eventually end up on AtGames, or do they consider AtGames like one of those first tier windows that's like, no, that's like a theater. We're gonna put it there early. I don't know. That's the question I have.
I'm really excited about I was concerned that if you didn't jump on the Addams Family as soon as possible, you were going to miss out on some of that the benefit of getting your pre-orders in early. But when I saw that these two machines, Peanuts and then the dinosaurs, it was the same format, right? If you jump in early, you're going to save a couple $100. I think that's great because now that takes away some of my anxiety for waiting for games that may never come. But like Back to the Future or any of these other titles that people are waiting for, be patient and they'll structure the pre-order exactly the same. At least that's what we've seen with these three titles. So that's pretty encouraging.
Yeah.
You guys keep talking. I'm trying to bring something up here. Apparently, Carl O tells me that new gameplay dropped.
Oh, look that up.
Oh, there it is.
What? Yeah, so we've seen this before, right? The Addams Family is still a really good option for those who haven't ordered yet, if you're into this IP. Man.
I'm glad you said that about this table. I like the way this machine looks. I really do. I'm not.
And look at the topper.
Peanuts. Yeah, I'm not a big Peanuts fan, but I watched the movies and the most recent one was really good. But then I just look at this. I don't know if it's the color scheme, the topper, the fact that they have like Charlie Brown's shirt as the speaker grills. It's just something about it. It was so cool, and it's definitely bright yellow, something that stands out in an arcade.
Yep.
So the funny thing with this is, I mean, obviously, Arcade1Up hasn't made a pinball machine in a while. I mean, after the last three, they just did a reimagining of their Star Wars and put that out through Costco. But it's almost like AtGames are moving in and giving people some new choices where Arcade1Up previously would have had this opportunity. It's almost like there was an opening created by Arcade1Up that AtGames is trying to move into.
100%. They're doing exactly. They're basically, this is the community playbook that Arcade1Up decided not to run. It's like we gave them the hints of how to win the football game, the playbook, and AtGames is all like, "Freaking, are you listening? This is what the consumers want. We're just gonna do it."
I mean, and I noticed. I don't know if you guys know. Maybe you did. I'm sure you probably did. You're more into the VPNs than I am. The subwoofer package that you could also pre-order. Is that something that was available in their previous VPNs?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I saw that. I'm like, damn, that's like what, like 8-inch sub? That's
No,
serious.
No, their other solenoid was Nostalgia would come to your house and actually knock on the side of the machine to make it sound like a solenoid.
I paid $1,000 just for that feature.
Mystery Encoder says, I think their relationship was soured because they suck. Heard factual data coming from Mystery Encoder.
Mystery Encoder did not have to hack into people's emails to learn that. You don't need Scooby-Doo to solve that mystery.
Oh, man. Stop. Leave me alone, guys. So far, everybody's saying there's 47 ads a minute. Now my lip sync is out. I can't help it, guys. I'm trying to do the best I can.
Maybe that's 30 ads per minute. That's what you do.
I got to get on an airplane in like 4 hours.
Is that right? Where are you going?
Yeah.
What convention are you going to?
I'm going for work. I'm going to the National Spinal Cord Injury Research Convention. So I get to learn some cool stuff about basically the upcoming stuff in spinal cord injury research. And I get to meet up with Nostalgia and some of the other guys in the community. So I'm excited to do that. Go around Toronto, see if I can get myself into some burger challenges. We got free healthcare here, so I don't have to worry about a heart attack. It's not like Cleveland.
Oh, thank God. All your problems.
I'm back in sync. I'm back in sync.
You did it.
Yes.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I am really excited about this. I haven't gone since I think 2017 was the last time I got to a spinal cord injury research convention. So really excited to see what's happening. Like, I wouldn't go every year because a lot of the information is the same. And research doesn't really move very quickly, because even if something new came out, like say they came out with a cure for spinal cord injury tomorrow, it's going to take 10 years before it ever makes it to the light of day, because it's got to be peer tested and shit like that. So the research doesn't move very quickly. Let's just put it that way.
Can you do me a favor, Michael B?
Yeah.
Can you go full screen where it just shows you?
Oh, no.
I guess so. Oh, no, I did something wrong. Hold on. I don't know how to do this.
He broke it.
On the side, you'll see your face. Hit that maximize button. It's like arrows that are like going in both directions.
I see what you're saying now.
Okay, now you're full screen. Okay, now what I want you to do is point up in the air and say, very dramatically, like you're in a movie and I'm a director and I'm trying to get you to do a scene, okay? And scream, "It's Godzilla!"
No, I saw that. When I was out of sync, it would have been better. But now that I'm back in sync, I can't do it. I learned something new on Restream tonight. I can do this. Oh, Chris Nesbitt says, I work downtown Toronto and live in Whitby. Great to hear you're coming to the area. Yeah, Chris. I'm going to be at the convention in the daytime, Wednesday and Thursday. I get in like 7:30 a.m. tomorrow. So if anybody's ever around, hit me up. Maybe we could do something, get something to eat if you got some time, or hit up. I think Meeple Mart's open early in the daytime. I got some time tomorrow, so maybe we'll hang out.
You should set up a Facebook group that's called Hang Out with Michael B in Toronto. And then if you see it, join.
Okay, so really quickly, before we get too far, AtGames actually just dropped some gameplay from Snoopy. So I haven't watched this yet, but...
Live reaction.
Live reaction. I'm not going to play any sound because AtGames always puts this like licensed music in there, and then all of a sudden the people are coming in saying, "We want all your money." So I'm not doing that. I got caught on that. I did a video last week. I had to re-edit.
All right, pull it up. I want to say hi to James. James, on my podcast last night, I didn't catch you. I watched it back and I was looking at the chat, and So James Hates Everything created a GPT that allows you to find deals for Arcade1Up and AtGames. You have to pay for ChatGPT Plus, like their premium subscription. But when you talk to ChatGPT, you can be like, show me deals in my area, or show me, where's the best deal on the retail locations, and it'll start listing. And I was highlighting that on my show, and I was like, it's this guy, James. It's James Hates Everything. He's the one who built that.
Ooh, what's this? What's this about, Jason? You're going to have to give me more information on this. Wrath of the Elder Gods, Party Zone, High Speed 2. Is this the Pinball FX games coming to AtGames?
What?
I don't know. That's the
current list.
No.
Ooh.
Okay. Where's this video? Where's this live gameplay?
Really quickly, before we do the live gameplay, today is Caroline's birthday. Mrs. Kangzaros. Her name is Caroline, right?
Sure.
I don't think she wants to go by that.
Oh, did I do something wrong?
She hates Mrs. Kong or Mrs. Kong?
They live in California, too. I'll get you their home address.
California. Great.
Well, I screwed up. I've ruined your birthday, Mrs.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday. And now everyone knows your full name and where you live.
That's right. Next, we'll hand out the address and everything.
Oh, no. I screwed up.
Happy birthday. No, you didn't. You're fine. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Miss Kangzaros, Mrs. Kangzaros. Never ever call her Mrs. Kongs because that's B's mother. Happy birthday. Hope you guys have an awesome time.
You doxed her. At least it's not as bad as Robert Foxworth.
God, I gotta move.
Robert Foxworth.
Honey, we gotta go. Rebuild this stuff again.
Big things are happening for Fox, who lives in Cincinnati, Ohio.
Yes.
The Bengals, good things are going on with the Bengals, and the Dallas Cowboys are sure to win the Super Bowl. So going to be a good year for Fox.
God, the Bengals are going to be sued.
Okay. So let's get to the gameplay now before we go too much further. So AtGames just brought this up. Carlo, thanks for the heads up on it. I had to open up my Skype to find it. Oh no, I don't know if this is going to be the gameplay so much as just the advertisement video like they did for Dinosaur Dynasty. Let's see.
It's collector's edition.
FX Legends Collector's Edition.
Straight out of Jersey Jack.
Oh, we are getting some gameplay, it looks like. Look at this.
Oh, what? Okay. Nice. Wait.
I don't know if I should look at a peanut or someone who's acting like a peanut.
We're gonna just pause that for a minute. Look at this.
Are those nachos?
It's the birthday girl.
What is she doing?
We can't hear you.
We're getting no audio from you guys.
Happy 29th birthday.
Kong is all like, "Oh my gosh, what the heck?"
Oh, there. I've got a video.
There
we go.
Yeah, there you go. What is that?
Birthday.
This is elote. So apparently he wanted a small snack.
God. For a family of 12?
Yeah.
That's an appetizer.
That's what you get with B. Like when we were in Cleveland, B was like, I'm going to pick out like a small couple items for the banh mi's. He came back with like a month's worth of banh mi's and was like, everybody eat up.
Anyway, they just wanted to say happy birthday to you. So happy birthday, Mrs.
Birthday!
All right, that's it. Have a good show, guys.
Thanks, guys. Enjoy your trip.
Thanks.
That's B and his wife, Miss Kangzaros, currently on vacation.
Yeah.
And the hotel they're staying at is...
All right, let's get back to watching the Snoopy video.
And their home is filled with arcades that you could... Never mind.
So anyways, the gameplay looks good. Like when someone said it was gameplay, I expected like, gameplay on the actual machine. But it's cool that they showed it in the ad. And it was smart too, because of the critical comments people made about the Addams Family running on the AtGames Legends Pinball at the last convention. So smart to show that little bit of gameplay there.
Now let's watch Sesame Street.
You can tell what I watch when Mike
What's
I'm not on YouTube.
All the shorts were like Elmo.
Oh, that's all I do all day. I've got a 18-month-old son, and like the only way to pacify him is we just do the Elmo song collection over and over again. Like the bath time, gonna do the bath time bop, ba 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 ba, make those bubbles pop pop.
Wow, your lips are out of sync again, and there's more ads.
Yeah,
damn it!
It happened all just
Damn
at
it!
one time. So weird. No, I think it looks good. I think, like I said, if you don't jump on one of these three, I mean. If something else comes along and they structure the pre-order exactly the same way, I'm really excited about that. I can't wait to kind of wait and see what's going to come out. I mean, Star Wars, is it possible?
Ooh, let's look at that list again.
That list included Star Wars, bro.
Guys, I don't know what to do here because I literally put on ads every 24 minutes. I changed it to ads every 30 minutes. That's literally what I did.
I think you're getting 30 ads a minute now is what you did.
I don't know what's going on, but I'm going to have to change something because this is not working. This is not what I tried to do. Either people are messing with me.
Try this. Set it to an ad every 5 minutes and see what happens.
I don't know what I can do. I think I'm going to turn off the option for YouTube to show viewers ads at different times because I think that might be what's doing it.
Oh, yeah. Just make everyone suffer at exactly the same time.
Yeah. Like, guys, I want you to watch ads. I get paid for that, but I don't want you to watch that many.
Just enough to keep you around.
That's right. Show ads to viewers at different times. It's set for every 30 minutes. Hopefully this fixes it, guys, because this is not what I asked for. I've got it set. Determine the frequency of ads throughout. Son of a bitch. Sorry, guys. Heartbroken now. Anyways, Legends Pinball 4KP. Exciting. Zen licenses. This art, it doesn't really impact anybody. If you don't like it, there's going to be other stuff to come out. Hopefully we get a Star Trek. Hopefully we get a Back to the Future. Hopefully we get an Indiana Jones.
Great.
Could be super cool. But that's not all because I know AtGames delayed the ALU 4KP to focus on the ALP 4KP, but we are getting the ALU 4K next year. And the cool thing about that is the licenses that are coming out for the 4KP ALU are supposedly coming out in the ALU as well. So we've got some Killer Instinct action happening online through AtGames. So that's a new start. Plus there might be even more IPs, exciting IPs coming to the AtGames ecosystem. So how does that make you feel? Are you excited about the ALU 4KP, more powerful processor? Of course, this is an open source arcade, so maybe we can do some more powerful and cool shit with this as well for the people that like the BYOG. And then for the people that want to keep it stock, sounds like we're going to get some cool stuff with online features.
Yes, I'm digging it. I mean, I'm really excited. I mean, it's something that it's another avenue, it's another option for people who want that multi-cade experience, want to bring those games. The official licensing and the partnership is something that we thought was just reserved for Arcade1Up. They're the only ones that could do it. No, AtGames is in there also, killing it. The 4KP was the start. It was sort of the gateway drug. It was the mind-altering experience that we're like, wow, somebody else can actually do this. It's crazy. And now we see other companies like Unico stepping out on faith, taking a chance, but filling a gap, like bringing something to market that somebody else just wasn't going to do. And so now we see this vision of, I mean, our home arcade was never going to die. It's been alive ever since the arcade has been alive.
There's always been home arcade products. Right. I remember back in like 1998 going to Costco and you could buy a home arcade. They had this machine there that had a CRT in it and came with like 70 games, like some Capcom games on it that I could buy at Costco for like $600. And I was like, this is the coolest shit ever. So there's always been this opportunity for home arcade products. It's never been so mainstream and commercialized as it has been the last couple of years since Arcade1Up came out.
Well, and how long have they been having arcade game compilations on discs for home consoles? if you really want to go back to it, you can count that in that same thing. PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, getting these compilations of these games that were previously unattainable. But I would argue as soon as somebody built an arcade machine and had an arcade, someone was trying to figure out a way how to get that damn machine home. So I think it's been around as long as arcades have been, and it's just taking different forms now. What I love or hate Arcade1Up, I think they kind of opened people's eyes, other companies' eyes, to the potential of what we and others were willing to pay, and the links we would go to recreate these memories from our childhood. So I think it is really exciting.
Yeah, I have to agree with that. I would say what I'm thinking is feel the rush of Zen Studio Pinball. Are you craving the adrenaline surge? Experience the ultimate high with our cutting-edge pinball sensation. Get ready to be transported to the world of intense excitement and exhilaration coming from AtGames. Anyway, what I was thinking was, sorry about that ad there that just came in.
That was good.
It wasn't bad.
Wasn't bad. I think to the theme of the podcast, it's 2024. We got some exciting things that are coming out from all the players except for Arcade1Up.
No. We're going to talk about Arcade1Up.
Okay.
Because they're on this list too.
Ooh, you know something I don't. That sounds good. Because so far I think it's all smoke. Anyway, so AtGames has clearly demonstrated that they have plans in the future. They haven't delivered anything yet, but they've shown whenever they put this level of marketing into it, they deliver. I mean, let's just ignore the entire race car machine debacle that never came to light. But they didn't put that much marketing into it. This is in studio. This has a press release. This has pre-orders. They've collected some money. No, wait, some people have played it at Expo, right? Has this machine been played at Expo? Okay. It was laggy. They said they would fix it. Has there proof that they fixed it?
No, we know that we haven't seen it. We don't know when we're going to see the next option. There is a little bit of news before I read the super chat from Nicholas. A little bit of negative news about the ALP 4KP, or sad news a little bit today, was that it's actually going to be delayed. So the original target was late December, early January. We found out from the brick today there was some kind of snafu with the shipping containers. It never made it onto the boat, so it didn't ship. So
did it go in water?
No. It never got shipped on time. So the original target was late December to late January here in Canada. Well, late January here in Canada. It looks like now that target is moved to late March. And I asked, is it just Canada? And they said, no, this is across the board. So it looks like the ALP 4KP might be delayed. I know the Canadian side definitely is. Wait from official word from AtGames, but from what I hear, it's a global delay. But wait and see. More than likely, AtGames might still have them ready to go. They might have some already over here. So I don't want to, throw that shade out there, but there's a possibility it may be delayed based on what's happening in Canada.
All right. Yeah, I mean, so you're saying it's possible the shipping issue is exclusive to Canada, or it's possible it's...
Fingers crossed. I know for 100% sure Canada's date is moved to March. Late March. That's when we're going to get our ALP 4KPs. But when I asked, is this global or is this just Canada? I was told it was everybody. So we'll wait and see. Now, the silver lining to that is they just made significant changes. Yeah.
Okay, but won't there be... So basically, if they miss this window, right, it's Chinese New Year, they'll shut down and we won't have anything. Is March possible, or is it more like April?
I was told March.
Okay.
So we'll wait and see what happens. The good thing about this, and this is where I think this is a positive, obviously there was a lot of people unhappy with the original design. If this delay was caused by the modifications they did to make the table better, I would rather have a better product delivered late than a shitty product delivered early. So,
yeah, I hear that a lot.
2025, iiRcade rises like a phoenix from the ashes and absorbs 70% of the market share. I don't think that's going to happen, but not impossible, because Not impossible, because someone may have bought the assets and may come back and bring this shit back together. So
Imagine
we'll see.
if Jong bought them. With his
I don't think he's
personal
allowed
money.
to buy them.
He's like, the company went bankrupt, but I didn't.
Not
Remember all
John.
that hoppy money? I still got it.
Yeah. I don't think you can actually do that. I don't think you can buy your own assets out of bankruptcy.
I don't know, man. I don't know what to think anymore. Give me 30 seconds for a second. Have you heard what's going on with OpenAI?
No.
Those in the chat will probably know what I'm... So there's this company, OpenAI. You may have heard of their product, ChatGPT, and a lot of other artificial intelligence technology. The CEO of that company got fired on Friday, okay? The biggest investor, not their biggest not like it owns the most share, but a large investor, is Microsoft. Monday, today, Microsoft announced that they hired the CEO. On Sunday, according to reports online, on Sunday they made an emergency meeting at OpenAI. The employees at OpenAI responded to that Slack message, their team messenger, with an FU emoji, saying like they do not support this. And they signed an open letter. 500 out of the 700 employees said the board members need to resign or they will quit and go work for Microsoft.
So things are going well.
Things are going well over at OpenAI. And who knows, maybe Sam Altman's actually going to come back to OpenAI. But it's like, that's crazy. I'm just a little example of like, can you even do that? Can companies do that? Like Microsoft. Oh, get this. And what I also heard was if you work for an OpenAI, Microsoft will hire you like that. They're like, they put out a thing that's like, come work for us if you don't like working there.
Well, you're asking, can you even do that? Has Microsoft ever had unscrupulous business tactics in building their company?
Not that
if you've ever seen the movie Pirates of the Silicon Valley, they started their company by selling MS-DOS to IBM when they didn't own it. They went and pre-sold it for I think it was like $100,000 or something like that. Then went and paid the guy who actually designed it after they had already sold it $2,000.
All I know is we need a scandal like this in home arcade. I want to hear
it's about
Jong is the new CEO of Arcade1Up. That's what I want to hear. They got rid of Scat Baccarat. And then the board at Arcade1Up was like, okay, we replaced John D with Cyrus. Now let's replace Scott Baccarat with Jong. Boom.
No, okay. So anyways, AtGames, I'm really excited to see what they do. I think the Legends 4KP, that's the first one we'll see, possibly January, possibly March, depending on what happens with shipping. Again, if it's a delay because they just did these changes to the cabinet and they're making sure it's all great, that's good. You want a good first experience with your cabinet. You don't want it to be good 6 months in. I mean, Arcade1Up suffered a little bit from that back in 2022 because Marvel vs. Capcom 2 came out and Blitz came out and they weren't where they should have been right away. Yep. And honestly, again, this is another company possibly learning from that with AtGames. It's better just to delay the product. People are going to be upset, but of course they're not going to be as upset if they got a shitty product right out of the gate.
Yeah, that's 100% fair.
And then I concur. And I am really excited about that. This is another thing that keeps coming up. Is CoinOps X on ALU dead with the new update? I'm still playing all my games with CoinOps X. There was a optional update where you could take CoinOps X out of the store. I didn't do that one. I have no issue playing any of my games. I don't know where all this stuff is coming from. I do know that they're coming out with their own thing, this open loader, which they might move away from third-party stuff like CoinOps and then try to get people to go bring your own game through that. But they're never moving away from bring your own game. That would be suicide for the company. It's always going to be an open and connected multicade. You can do whatever you want with it, but they might get more active doing stuff like iiRcade did, but maybe do it right. Because if some of the rumors I'm hearing about the licenses they might be bringing, they might actually have a store model that people would be interested in. No escape from Popo.
Can you guarantee that they're
I can't guarantee shit. I don't know. Oh, no, I can guarantee. Yeah, I can 100% guarantee. I was told to date there is no interest from AtGames to move away from BYOG or move away from an open.
Then why are
source
so many
multi-kit.
people saying that they're moving away from it?
Because people are scared. As soon as an update goes up and it screws up with their stuff, they're like, oh yeah, AtGames got Zen, so they're in big business now. They're going to get rid of the multi-kit. We're all going to get screwed. And
I see.
That's fair to be scared.
What
of
I hear is one thing that is true is AtGames will release a firmware and really upset you. They may not permanently remove, but they're gonna frustrate you.
So Nicholas Durio asks a really interesting question here now. If they delay ALP 4K to March, will we still be entitled to deposit refunds? If they drop a Star Wars by then, it's sayonara, Adam's Family. Yeah, Papa Brad makes a really good comment. I'm going to get to that in a second. But with Nicholas, your comment, thank you very much for the super chat, by the way. I think that's a question for AtGames. I'm not really sure on the return policy for the deposits or anything like that. That's a question for them. I can try to find out for you if I remember. But again, remember, I'm getting on a plane in like 4 hours, so I might not remember. So if I don't remember, remind me. If not, write AtGames. Thank you for the super chat. I wasn't very helpful there, was I?
It was horrible in every way.
Jesus. Papa Brad says people are scared. BYOG is core to games. Yes, that's what built the fan base. So there's always going to be a fear. One day it's going to go away. Good point. It's not.
It's not.
We can relax.
Can you guarantee that, Mike?
That's what I was told in no uncertain terms by the CEO. PK said,
I'm not disagreeing with you. It's just, I think it's an interesting topic.
You think it's an interesting topic. So we're talking about other new licenses coming in. Are you concerned that maybe some of these license holders would see this as a problem and then ask AtGames to get rid of it?
So here's where I'm at. If you want to know my opinion on the matter, I don't think they ever should have I don't think AtGames should have ever first-party supported BYOG. First-party supported BYOG.
Right.
I think it should have been every single time there was a firmware update by AtGames. Nostalgia released a firmware update on GitHub that's like, this one's wide open now. Exactly like
what he actually did for them internally.
Totally. Like Analog does, right? So Analog, the developer behind Analog, has fully secured his hardware. He's got hardware signing in his firmware. Uniquely, he knows what he's doing. He helps out other people that are building FPGAs to fully secure their products. So when Analog releases a firmware that allows you to sideload games, it's Analog that's doing it, except for they separated themselves enough and released a jailbreak. I think AtGames should have done the jailbreak model. That's my personal opinion. Mm-hmm. Then it would have been like, here's their firmware, go get the jailbreak version. That would have separated their company from supporting BYOG, and it would have been like, you can go to arcadepunks.com and download the jailbreak version of AtGames and do whatever you want with it. And then they could tell the licensor, like, yeah, when you buy our machine from factory, it's legit. Over here, there's a way to sideload. That's for the 1%ers. We don't advertise it. We don't support it.
I think it's a limiting factor on licenses they can actually bring to market. I mean, I think what's the percentage? I don't know, but I think it's at least in the competition.
Do you really think like if AtGames goes to Midway's like, I don't know, you got this open-ended arcade, like we're really concerned about that. No, Midway or Warner Brothers is like $1 million. And then they're like, don't you pay the know about our open? Sure. Don't you want to know about our open and connected multi-cade? No, we don't give a shit. $1 million. Here, $1 million.
Yeah. Give me that money, son. I don't know. I think it's a factor. Is it going to overcome the $1 million? Maybe not.
$1 million.
Or 1.1.
You just really like saying $1 million.
$1 million.
That's what Warner Brothers does too, apparently. Like Evercade goes to them, or we heard that story from, and I knew that before. I already knew, like, AtGames had gone to Warner Brothers and said, "Can we get Mortal Kombat?" I'm like, "Totally, $1 million." So hearing that from Numbskull Arcades was also like reaffirming. I was like, "Oh, okay, there you go." Anyways, moving on from AtGames now, we're going to talk about Arcade1Up because people are waiting to hear why next year could be exciting for Arcade1Up. This is going to be an interesting conversation, Justin, because I think you're in the grown zone with Arcade1Up. I think you've lost faith, and Fox, you too, to an extent. But I'm here to restore your faith in this company this year.
Can it be restored, Michael? Tell me what I need.
How do you take away someone's bitterness?
You're more bitter than Bret Hart after Goldberg kicked him. and this is just for Decadent Dave here now because he's waiting for finally. But you're going to have to wait like a minute longer for Arcade1Up Decadent Dave. I'm sorry. Because there is one other rumor we got to talk about, and I don't think it's just from this one company. There's also the big elephant in the room. This rumor keeps persisting. New Wave Toys have come out and talked about it. Mm-hmm. Also, Glenn has openly talked about it. Some people close to Glenn that are saying it too. New Wave Toys possibly making something not 1/6 scale. So is this another opening? We've already talked about. It's funny, we didn't mention this with the Nova Blast, but people wanted Arcade1Up to make a candy cab, and there was some talk about it happening. So that really where the opportunity comes up for Unico. Then of course with Pinball and AtGames, we talked about that, but also, is this not another opening made by Arcade1Up for New Wave Toys to break into the market with maybe what we're hearing might be a full-scale recreation arcade?
What if John D works for Unico?
What if John D works for Unico, AtGames, iiRcade,
New Wave
Toys, Quarter Arcades?
That's even better than the OpenAI scandal. He's like, you're going to let me go? I'm going to go work for all of your competition. Every single one of them. I'm going to get AtGames Microsoft. I'm going to get Unico candy cabs. I'm going to literally do everything you never wanted to do.
Hey, Bob. Good to see you, brother. We've been rocking here for a couple of hours now. It's good to see you, my man. Did I take his comment down?
I think that New Wave Toys, if they want to come into the 3/4 scale market, or full size. What do you? I guess let's establish that first. What do you think? 3/4 or full size?
Oh no. Shiloh's been pretty clear about that. Shiloh said, "No, if we do this, we're going big."
1-for-1. I think that if they do, not Pac-Man, something that no one else has done before, something like a Cubert, and it's 1-to-1, I think everybody's heart will stop collectively. Even if you don't love that cabinet, it's something no one else has touched. It's a 1-for-1 recreation.
Yeah.
It would be
1-for-1, but not as deep.
No, I think it's got to be 1-for-1. Now,
whoa,
I get what you're saying. You don't have a CRT, take all that width out, and that would be the advantage of the LCD. But look at what they do. They do recreations. So you really can't take 10 inches of depth out of this thing and the artwork on the side be proportional.
Wow, all in, huh? Okay, maybe it's 1-for-1, but it's one of the machines that only had a 19-inch screen on it. It's a little smaller.
Okay.
Or is it a 1-for-1 cabaret?
1-for-1 cabaret.
We don't know. I have heard a bunch of different rumors about what the game would be.
Isn't it? It's a candy cab.
it's the Unico candy cab.
Damn it! It was there the whole time.
It's got a 26-inch monitor.
No, but I have heard a bunch of different rumors. I think I'm concerned about what the title is, because one of the reasons we love New Wave Toys isn't the fact it's just like the attention to detail they pay. Mm-hmm. It's that they're not a company that's like, we got to go mainstream. They're not afraid to go out and do weird and wacky shit.
Stuff. Yeah.
Like Food Fight and shit like that. Like they do cool stuff that we know we're never going to get from other companies. We're never going to get a Food Fight from Arcade1Up. We're never going to get a Cubert from Arcade1Up, possibly.
We'll never get a cigarette vending machine. This is just an obscure thing.
Coke machine.
New Coke. Hey!
Howdy! We're still live.
Are you?
No.
Just double checking. So, we just got back.
Where are you guys?
Nowhere and everywhere at the same time.
Smart man. Never reveal your position.
I've always felt that way about B. B was always with me, always around me.
Yeah.
Omniscient.
Just
omnipresent.
like you know, a warm hug.
Trying to figure out what those things are hanging on the ceiling. What are you guys doing?
Your hair looks brown today. Did you do something with your hair?
Brown.
I did. It usually looks like black.
You have great lighting right now.
Ah, that's
Actually, yeah, the lighting's fantastic.
Yeah, it is really good.
The most professional that we can do. So. Wait, doesn't her hair look purple though? No.
I think it just looks like a lighter brown.
Yeah.
All right. The box with the Asian lady on it totally has purple hair on it, and this is the result. So,
Is that how you know which one to get?
yeah. Do you guys know the Korean pop band Blackpink at all? Are you Blackpink night people? No.
No.
I don't know what they call them.
I don't know what that is.
No?
Blinkies? I have no idea what you're talking about.
They're just like the hottest Korean girl pop group in the world right now. No, they do Coachella.
I was told that if I watch those videos, it's inappropriate.
That's right. It's like a TikTok thing, and your wife will get mad at you.
Okay.
Do you know?
Yeah,
do you know who Baby Metal is? That's the only group I know. I don't think they're K-pop. Yeah.
Yeah, Baby Metal is really good.
Yeah.
But yeah, one of the singers, like they have a hair product line, and her Lisa, you're totally Lisaing right now. But for those that know,
Absolutely. Whatever he said.
yes, that one. Hey, is that one of the new Unico things that you have in your background, Fox, or are you just like?
No, this is the original, the standard that all men are judged by. Yes.
So
He got a review unit from Alibaba.
It was only $8,000.
AliExpress. That's it.
So, funny story. We were talking about price for that Unico Nova Blast earlier, and we're thinking it might be pretty expensive by the time it's coming, and
Over
especially with the. Pardon?
Over $1,000?
Oh yeah, we're thinking it's over $1,000. Plus, if it's all metal, I mean, big shipping too. Fox got his real candy cat for $2,500. So I mean, that's what they're going to have to compete against.
I don't know. No. I mean the Chulix. I mean, Retro Ralph, he advertised he has a Vulix, a little more expensive, but the Chulix, it's just $1,000.
It's just one, really?
$1,000.
And it's the shell with the TV in it, right?
Mine came with a Pandora's box, so it was ready to go.
Wow.
But I put a pie in it.
Yeah.
So I got a pie 4 in it now. So
I want to spend a little bit less. Can I get a Brulix? So that's just a little bit under.
A Brolex, right?
Rolex.
An Alix.
Like a fake Rolex.
All right, let's start the show over again. Where did you guys start off? What did you guys?
Okay, let's start over.
Yeah.
First,
we've talked about the Nova Blast. We've talked about the ALP 4KP and the ALU 4KP. We're right now talking about New Wave Toys and what they're going to do. Are they going to make like a big cab? And that's kind of where we were too. When you came in, I was about to say, I think one of the important things with New Wave Toys is they don't modify who they are in terms of doing this in several ways. One, the license has to be on brand with what New Wave Toys does. If they do something that's like super mainstream and kind of boring, it's going to be dead out of the water, in my opinion. So something like, something we've already seen from Arcade1Up in the, XL line, maybe. Like, say, for example, they do Golden Tee or they did NBA Jam. I don't think that'd be super exciting for people. I think people want the uniqueness they bring. I think they want to see something that's not mainstream. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think this is what's going to happen. So if you take a look at the model of all the other companies and what they're doing, they're taking advantage of Arcade1Up's mismanagement that's going on right now. And so if you take a look at it, there was the Countercade. Unico's making a better Countercade. That's what their new Nova Blast is. It's a big boy Countercade. And then you got Polycade that's making a better Wallcade. It's the
Partycade.
It's the Partycade. You hang that one on the wall. New Wave Toys is all like, we're going to make a better Deluxe. Deluxe should have been 1-to-1. But there's still a market for a company to make a full-size Projectorcade. So that hasn't happened yet.
Really quickly, Nicholas Diorio with the super chat. He's cracked the code. Arcade1Up 2024 Pac-Man Deluxe OLED edition.
Finally,
thanks for the super chat, Nicholas.
Wow. Michael Beat's gonna get one.
OLED's all the rage now, man. I'm telling you.
I got one.
Yeah.
Oh, B, give it up. I'm very excited about my OLED. It was packaged.
Yeah.
I'm with B on this one.
Yeah.
You guys suck. It's awesome.
If they really put an OLED into like a monitor that's like that small, though, like, does it really make that much of a difference?
I mean,
on, like,
Nintendo did it.
And it's really, really a lot better. Yes.
They made it larger. I
Oh,
don't know.
Hey, B, your phone is OLED, right?
yes.
Is it really?
Yeah.
She's
Yeah, no, our phones are OLED. Yes, that's true. Yeah.
Okay, so here's the other thing. This is what I'm worried about as well, because I had a chance to talk to New Wave Toys when we were in Cleveland, and Papa Brad makes a great comment here. Just because people want it doesn't mean it makes sense, because you got to understand, New Wave Toys are a very small business right now, and they're used to shipping out and handling warehouse space for very small products. So what happens all of a sudden? They do a run of 3,000 giant arcades. That's going to modify their business significantly, and it may be a make or break situation for them.
How much of their appeal is the 1/6 scale? That's
don't
something
know.
else you have to consider. Like, if they go full size, it just puts them.
What, that's a bed?
It is. I had no idea.
That is mind-boggling. That is not what I thought was behind them.
What did you think that was?
I thought you were in a room,
I thought you were in a restaurant.
like without a bed behind you.
No, this is a sacred space right now to celebrate Mrs. Congress. By the way, happy birthday, Mrs. Congress.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday for the young lady, because I mean she's no older than young
29.
Exactly.
Is you guys doing a late night stream then?
No, I don't know.
Not on this platform, anyways.
What?
Different website.
You guys going to another platform?
Yeah, no, but I was like, what better way to celebrate your birthday than like having 100+ people say happy birthday? So
Yeah, I mean that's amazing. You're like, hey, honey, do you want to join a stream podcast on your birthday after I got a hotel room for us? What a romantic bee.
so romantic, and exactly.
And I've been on a lot of trips with you, B. So this means you planned this. Every second of the day was planned, even this exact moment.
Exact moment, thinking about how can at 6:30, 7 o'clock could I get Mrs. Congress to join the live stream? Oh, I know. Get her to get Michael B to say her real name in front of everybody.
Yeah, I did do that, didn't I?
Mission accomplished.
Exactly what I was planning to do.
Now, guys, as the follow-up, I'll read out her social insurance number. Get ready.
Finally.
Did you say social insurance number?
He's
That's what we call it in
Canadian. He doesn't
Canada.
understand.
We came to a reason, Mike, on why you do that. Why does Mike dox everybody on YouTube? We found out that we believe that maybe Canadians are just too trusting and are able to say
I'm super trusting.
that. You leave your door unlocked during the day?
No.
He leaves it
There's
open.
bad people out there, B.
I thought you were one of those folks, right? I mean,
Oh, no, it's just, it's my own fault, because I would come on here and be like, I'm Michael Burry, at I always give out my information. I just don't think about it, and I apologize. I really do. That was rude of me.
all good.
You're good.
All good. Are we
Why
still
are we
full
still
screen?
full screen?
Is this just
Did you want me to climb back
I
on
don't
the
know.
bed?
I mean, I'll climb on the bed now if you want.
Nope, no, that's not what I wanted to do. Hold on. There we are.
I'm on the bed now. All right.
Get on
Justin-
the bed, B. Do it.
Well, what's Justin doing?
Oh, I don't know.
Well, I was about to say that. Do you want to take bets? I think he's on pee break.
There he is.
Pee break. It was pee break.
Ah,
No, I got a beer.
Your
I got
run.
a beer.
You got a blue moon.
Yeah.
What are you drinking there, anyways? I thought it was an energy drink at first.
Kombucha.
She's obsessed with kombucha now. Like, has that made its way to Canada? Is like kombucha a real thing?
I don't
like-
drink when I'm home. That's why I go so wild with you guys.
Well, this is not alcohol.
Oh,
I mean,
that's the
there's
problem.
alcohol in it. It's like there's some
Fermented.
fermented, but like
Yeah.
kombucha
But
is like
this
a
is-
very bougie thing to drink. And at
Yeah.
first she hated it, and now she can't live without the kombucha. The booch.
See, we're going backwards in Canada now. So at Tim Hortons this holiday season, you can go buy products that have alcohol-free Baileys. I was like, what the hell would anybody want that?
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's interesting.
The alcohol's the
Alcohol-free,
fun
they're
part.
marketing that.
Yeah.
It's like a gluten-free thing. It's like, oh, could I have that in alcohol-free? Oh, yeah, sure.
Get some like 9-year-old kid, be like, yeah, give me 20 Bailey's Timbits. I'm getting wrecked.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Imagine we're gonna go that way, where it's like, hey, I'm gonna go out to Denver, but keep in mind, I'm alcohol free.
That's the worst idea.
Yeah, I'm using the phrase that commonly people use for like gluten free, but applying it to alcohol. That's
alcohol free. No.
So my wife once thought she had a gluten intolerance, and let me tell you, it was the worst thing that ever happened because the doctors actually told her you have gluten intolerance, and it was horrible. Everything she ate was terrible. It's awful. I'd eat all this delicious food while she sat there and watched me. Must have been terrible for her.
God. I thought I had mono for an entire year. It turned out I was
really bored.
We're doing kombucha because I think I've been drinking since yesterday o'clock.
It's her
good job.
There
we go.
I've also had I look very pink, don't I?
Oh, do I want to show them what I brought with me on our trip?
Yes, I do.
Hey, B, while she's gone, was this... Oh, that's next year, right?
So, B, did you tell her you bought another pinball machine?
Don't tell her about Texas, okay?
Okay.
Should we tell her about Vegas?
Or Vegas.
Are you going?
Colorado.
I don't know. I'm tentative right now.
I registered just in case.
I'm registered as well.
Justin spent $37,000 on pinball this past year.
That's incredible.
You know what's funny is
what's in the box?
I just like
what's in the box? Oh, it's wine.
We're spilling everywhere.
Our go-to is the Trader Joe's box wine. If all else fails, it's worth that. $12, 3 liters of box wine.
That's awesome.
I've been trying to get my wife into box wine.
Dude, do you have a Trader Joe's in Iowa?
We do.
Like,
we do.
Try this. The Block Red is like really good box wine. Like she swears by this, and she's a. I don't know, are you a wine connoisseur? We're gonna be going to an actual wine.
Yeah, she is. Remember,
nice.
There's some people that she gets really offended by if they give her cheap wine.
Yes, absolutely.
$6 wine.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if someone came to your house and brought you box wine, would that offend you?
If it was this box wine, because then that would mean they know her.
Like
it's something that she appreciates.
If I ever visit you on purpose, I'm intentionally bringing wine drink.
Oh, wine drink, wine flavored drink,
wine drink.
Wait,
do you guys have Boone's? Do you know what Boone's is up there? Like the
Boone's Farm. Yeah.
Oh,
yes, 99-cent wine. Yes.
Yeah. I can't even find it in stores anymore.
Oh, when I first started dating my wife, that's all she drank was like just cheap bottles of wine. I was like, "You're a wino." She was like, "I know."
Let's get hitched. Sounds good.
Wow.
True story.
Yeah. All right, so New Wave Toys possibly coming out with something, but it's going to be crazy because I don't know how they do it without going the Arcade1Up route. Because again, it gets down to the shipping thing. I mean, if they make a giant arcade, are they going to send it out in a big box? Like, how are we getting this?
I don't know. It's tough. I don't know. I don't know that they should. I don't know if it's a really good idea. I don't know. I think the big part of their appeal is the 1/6 scale size, and if they go full size, do they lose some of that? I don't know.
But it could. It could be awesome.
Could be. Yeah.
New Wave products also, to your point, like they are. It's hard to take them apart, right? It kind of like they use a lot of things to keep them together, and they actually recommend not to actually pry things apart. They glue it all together. There's no visible screws. So when like Shiloh was talking about that, I went back and looked at some of my product, and I was like, this is true. There's like no visible screws on these things. So it's like that would be interesting on how they would compromise doing a a boxed version, right? It has to be
flat.
It would have to be flat packed. It would have to be a flat packed version if they were going to do something to make it like viable. They wouldn't be able to do it otherwise, or maybe they do.
The other option, which I don't see, is pre-assembled, you know, and shipped.
Like MBSX style, like in half boxes or something. Because MBSX.
MBSX. Oh, I thought you said NBASX.
NBA sex? Is that a new thing?
Oh, that's a different
Kobe.
He's going from downtown.
Totally doing that tonight.
He's on fire.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I forgot my train of thought, but yeah.
Why not?
MBSX.
Yeah, so New Wave Toys, could they pivot to a completely different model where they're shipping in? Yeah, it's a really good point, because maybe, even Arcade1Up, do they outsource most of that, right? Do they hire design engineers to do the entire fulfillment? I'm assuming, right? Like, would they do the same thing? They're like, they have the capital, they have access, they go to investors and they say, we need $10 million to build out this entire process and here's our pitch. We want a 1x1 scale arcade machine, and this is our idea of how to make that work in the market, and then we got to come up with the challenges, and that is, how do we ship it? Do they do screws? Do they do...
Here's something that Shiloh was saying, because they are in Southern California. They're in North Hollywood. So they're very much a hop, skip, and a jump away. And I was like, hey, I'd love to come by and do some content where we can show behind the scenes New Wave toys.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, we'd love to do that, but we have a bunch of stuff we'd have to cover, and it's kind of big, and we'd have to make you sign an NDA and all this other stuff. So I just want to keep it friendly. So I was like, oh, that's okay. I was like, you can just cover. He's like, oh, it's gonna be really hard to cover all the things that are there. So I was like, all right, if that tells you something, maybe 2024 is a year of things that need to be covered if someone were to go visit their home offices. So take that for what it is. But nice. Hey, it could be big. Could be big. Or it could just be a big standee version of Shiloh and
life-size cardboard.
Life 1/1 scale standees, right? Could be.
Well, anyways, we're just in the rumor stage right now. There's nothing else. There's no proof. Pretty much they've come out and said it, but it's only vapor right now. So really exciting. Haven't seen anything, but possibly we could see somebody come into the market that makes machines that we're going to be excited about. Maybe they'll be too big for some people. There's people that only want 3/4 scale. And speaking of 3/4 scale, time to talk about our last company.
Nostalgia's here?
Hey, oh.
Let's talk about Arcade1Up. So the big thing with Arcade1Up this year is last year was kind of boring with what they released and stuff like that for a lot of people. We all talked about it last week. I think it was missed by a lot of other people. They didn't have the intellect to really understand. All we were saying was we didn't spend a lot of money on Arcade1Up last year. We spent it in other places because nothing really made us that excited. So are they going to come out with some stuff that are going to make us much more excited this year? And it's the question of, what do you want? What we did see early was the leak list. Is it possible that none of those games are coming out? Yeah. But just the possibility that some new titles, new opportunities could come out should be some more excitement for that brand right there. And now, you pessimists, tell me why not.
Because a couple of weeks ago, you shared us the list and said it was from internal and it was guaranteed and it was not exciting. And then you backpedaled and said to the community, I have no clue what it is.
I said it was from internal. Did I do that?
Your words.
This mine. Is an internal memo from Arcade1Up. I got inside information. Travis blessed it and signed it, stamped it. It's guaranteed. I can't talk about it in the community, but here's the list. Okay, that never happened.
No. See, there's good examples of that, of people taking people's words out of context and saying, that's what it is. That's what's happening.
I convinced at least 3 people that that's true.
So, yeah, that list from Travis came from John D., right? That's where Travis gave it to me. Now, the question is that still the active list? Have things changed? Arcade1Up Cyrus came out and said, we're not doing Lethal Enforcers. And I mean, that should be a no-brainer. Who in God's name would do Lethal Enforcers?
Arcade1Up.
Imagine if New Wave Toys is doing
That's their first cabinet.
Of all the shooting games, if you want to upset people, Lethal Enforcers. Maybe some people like it. I don't know. But that would not be anywhere near the top of my list as a cabinet to make.
But does that invalidate the entire list then?
I don't know.
I think shooting game though.
Pardon?
Like Forces 1 and 2. Like I think that's name recognition. Like a ton of people remember playing that cabinet.
Oh, I think it is. It's just, but if that was on the list and then they're now saying, oh, we're not doing that, does that invalidate the entire list? I don't know.
Maybe the list was a list of things they could do because they have the license.
Things they want to do, yeah.
Yeah, or it's like, oh, we can package that, right? Like that cabinet has a certain shape, and we've already done that shape, and it uses a certain type of gun with a certain configuration, and we could do it. So like, we have the license. The emulating company has they fully commercialized the product. Maybe they're like, so Lethal and Enforcers is something. Now, will retailers want it? Will the community want it? If the answer is no, it doesn't matter if they have all that rest.
Are they really going to come out with something brand new and it start as an XL form factor? Because one of those things we saw on the list was the SNK XL, which sounds great. I'm all in, but are they going to do that? Are they going to start 3/4 and then eventually end up XL?
See, this is where it's interesting because when John worked there, John was a different animal. John was very invested in the community, and he wanted to make sure the community was getting what they wanted, right? You can have whatever issue you want with John, any problem with him. That was one thing he was very involved with. He wanted to make sure he was making that kind of stuff. He felt he was our advocate. But, I mean, Arcade1Up outside of that, they still want to listen to the community, but let's call a spade here. They're a mass market company. They want to do as much as they can for the mass market while also trying to entice us.
Here's what I think. They laid off a ton of people because they had to.
Wait, John's not there anymore?
Yeah.
What?
Then they kept on saying the language, it's the year of the Deluxe, and next year's the year of the XL. That's code for re-releases. Then they said, this is me being pessimistic, but whatever. This is what it is, right? The year, they didn't say the year of the new titles. They said it's the year of the Deluxe and the year of the XL. That means that we're just going to re-release a whole bunch of stuff. Then they said at some point, we have no funding to do anything new unless it's from Rothrails. Rothrails will fund a project, but it's hard for us to get funding for any other development. Am I wrong? Isn't that what was been said?
Not that I'm aware of. Where was that said?
The combination of multiple streams over the last couple of years has implied that going forward, there will be a lot of re-releases.
Yeah.
And because they don't, even this year's re-release had no PCB change.
That's right. Yeah.
At best, they threw a different MP4 for the splash.
For the splash screen, yeah.
Right. That's it. So that cost them like almost nothing. They're like, "Hey, developer, can you throw in a different MP4?" They're like, "Yeah, got it."
But I think that there's a couple XL cabinets they could do that would absolutely sell, and it would
Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat, Star Wars,
sure.
TMNT.
Yep.
I mean, these are like just everybody is probably going to buy that. I mean, especially with TMNT.
Those are things to be excited about. On my list of things that I want to buy in 2024 are XL machines, and it's fine if they're re-released.
Exactly. Yeah. But to your point, I mean, what are they going to do to push the company forward, the product line forward? New PCB changes to accommodate bigger, badder, bester games. Is that going to happen, or is it just going to be copy and paste but XL?
Here's what I'm afraid of. I really want some of the new titles that they're been kind of saying we want, but I would really like them in an XL format, and I'm afraid they're going to do a Deluxe.
Yep.
Well, they pretty openly come out and said we're a 3/4 scale company, so I think they're going to keep doing that.
I've always wanted to spear her, so that's it. You good? All right, going back to the topic. Hey, I do have kind of one thing I'm banking on. I do think there's some legs for the Star Wars XL rumor because one, we kind of saw them working on that. There was hints about that.
Yep.
And we also know that license, right? Star Wars and Marvel licenses are so kind of expensive and lucrative and will always have legs under it. I can see next year, Justin, at Comic-Con, again, another Star Wars booth where that would have the Star Wars XL because they used exactly the same exact look and feel. And so maybe if they're going to do another activation, and like it's been 2 years they've been doing pinball, but the reason why they're doing pinball is because to keep the licensor happy. Like they wanted them to make sure they were still coming and offering some sort of difference there. So I think that has some legs to it. In fact, I sold my original Star Wars mod banking that there'll be an exotic version next year. So that's just like my hunch.
Yep, that's where I'm at. Should I sell the 3/4 scale Star Wars that I have currently, betting that I'll get it back as an XL version? It's a tough choice. I haven't made it yet. Been sitting on it.
I sold my Star Wars.
You're all in, huh?
I'm all in.
I sold mine. Yep.
All right.
Wow. So 3 out of the 4 people on this panel are like betting on a Star Wars XL.
Oh yeah.
Either that or I can make my own. I actually bought. Oh, I don't. Never mind that thing.
Down goes me.
What did you buy? Cat's out of the bag now.
I bought the Star Wars cockpit. I bought a cockpit.
Oh yeah. We know. Yeah.
I told you a while ago. It's just at Bobby Vu's house because he's always wanted to like.
We don't need it.
Yeah.
We don't need it.
I mean, I could always build that. Like that was my thing, like to actually build the cockpit version. So I could either do that, wait for the XL.
Someone needs to build a cockpit. I'm telling you, but it's a tent. Okay, it's just the little rails, and then you put a tent over it.
Okay. So let's go back on this a little bit. So right now, I think
all I heard was cock and tent.
How did I know
that was Justin's nickname at camp was Cock Tent?
It's always very exciting.
No.
So let's just go back a little bit. So next year, there's a possibility that if we do get XLs, they're probably going to be re-releases. We know that. We're okay with that. Some of us are pretty excited about it. I want a TMNT XL. I want a Star Wars XL. I want a Mortal Kombat XL. I even cleared out some room in my old arcade. Maybe I'd make my arcade again. Who knows?
Why are you Italian all of a sudden?
Yeah, you're like,
hey, maybe I freaking
talking out of the side of your mouth. Hey,
I don't know. So, but 3/4 scale is their main business. They were very clear about that. You have to think that something new is going to come out in 3/4 scale. It's not going to be just another year of deluxe re-releases.
It could be another year of deluxe re-releases.
No, I have faith from this list. I have faith with
Alien. So you do have a list, and you do believe it's real.
Damn it!
I have
got you.
I have faith from this list after seeing the Alien versus Predator leak we saw from Big Greasy, that some of the stuff on this list is in fact things that Arcade1Up are trying to move forward with.
Okay.
Again, I will say this about Alien versus Predator. Anybody wants... The thing is, 100%, this is something that I think they showed to retailers. I have reason to believe it's something they showed to retailers, but it doesn't mean it's going to get made, because if it doesn't, the retailers don't say, yeah, we'll buy that. Never going to happen.
Do any of you know, like, what the life cycle, I don't know if that's the right word, of how long it takes from conception and getting the license to actually production? Like, how long would something have had to have been greenlit before we'd see it in 2024?
I have no idea. I don't think it's that long. I think that Arcade1Up have just like a slew of stuff designed, processed, and thought. And they do like...
If that list came out and like you said, some things weren't approved, like we could still see some of those things if it hasn't hit production yet. Like
in the light.
Yeah, B, remember John, he said things like, so they have a list of a lot of ideas. And then they go figure out how much will it cost to fulfill those ideas? What are the challenges? And they'll like, can we emulate it? Who can emulate it? Do they have time on the schedule? What emulator is it using? So then they have he said, I remember right before he was let go, the information that we had was they don't even know what they are going to release up till 3 months before it's released. And sometimes 2 production. But their goal, he said, is to keep the production line running. So they need to make decisions, and so they'll be like, okay, the manufacturer wants us to slot in because we promised we're going to make 20,000 machines this year, and so next quarter we need to slot in something. Let's throw in lethal enforcers. And it's like, it could be cool. They're going to make them, and they'll be in the States in 2 months.
So, Jason, I love your comment here. We need obscure cabs too, like 720 or Roston and Magic Sword. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, man, but I don't think we're ever going to get stuff like that from Arcade1Up. They just don't have a model where they could sell something like that. I think John D really wanted to do 720. That's why it was on that list. I think he really wanted to do 720. But how do you sell 720 to Walmart? How do you sell it to Best Buy?
People are like, what is 720? It's a number. You know this.
It's great.
Yeah. I wish that wasn't, but I mean, we're in year 5 of doing this stuff now. We know how this works. If the retailers, pardon?
It's I saw a 720 yesterday. It's like actually the first time seeing it in person.
That's
like
cool.
a really unique capture.
Super cool arcade. Really, really cool concept. Really friggin' weird looking. I don't know how Arcade1Up would make it either.
Didn't we see one in Chicago? I thought they had one in Chicago.
Maybe
at Galloping Ghost, right?
Maybe
Galloping Ghost.
Yeah.
Okay, I wasn't paying attention. Sorry.
There were like 800 machines there, so you're
Fair.
forgiven.
Yeah, that's true.
So Decadent Dave brings this up, and I think it's right. Arcade1Up needs to do direct to consumer on obscure cab titles like Burger Time. It's what they did with Dragon's Lair. I mean, I don't know why. It just doesn't work. And I don't know if there's something in the process that they just can't, if it's funding related or what. If they came up with something like a crowdfunding model, maybe that's the direction. They were going to do it when they brought in Liv. That was the idea, to get her expertise from Hasbro Pulse. It fell apart for whatever reason. So,
missed opportunity.
Yeah, what happened with that?
I have no idea. God only knows. But before, I don't want to leave people negative. I know you guys are pessimistic. I do believe Arcade1Up does have some stuff coming out this year that could be exciting. I think people are going to be disappointed because I don't think we're going to get new cabs in the XL form factor, and I know people want that, but I do think we are going to see new titles this year, new and exciting titles.
Can you guarantee that?
I can't guarantee anything. I don't have any information. If I did, I'm sure I would leak it out. Trust
AVP.
me.
AVP. I'm excited about AVP. It's a couple things. I mean, it's the cab, it's the design, it's the 3-player in the proper, with the proper control panel. It's the game. I think that's cool. I think if we get some of these, you can rehash some of these games in an XL form factor and make just a ton of people happy. So I think there's a lot to be positive about, even if we see some rehashes. If they got to step out and do some different stuff, do some different things, it's going to be kind of hard to have a worse year than 2023. So
yeah.
Yeah.
Have you talked about pinball in 2024 yet?
No, not yet.
Wait, we're pinball?
Marco B's not a pinball channel, so
I am a pinball channel. I'm an everything channel. I'm
a
a
Unico
variety
channel.
channel. I'm like Sonny and Cher.
I just noticed that Justin's wearing a 19K Fox shirt.
That's right, yeah.
Look at that.
My buddy.
I'm wearing an Arcade1Up shirt.
Dim Mac.
Dim Mac. Nice.
I'm wearing a shirt that my buddy Matt Asher gave me. Flick my balls.
Lovely.
iiRcade represent.
Wearing a shirt.
Jeez.
She wins.
Anyways, guys, I do think Arcade1Up will have stuff in that, but they're the outlier right now. But the funny thing is, we'll actually get more information on what they're doing before anybody else, because they'll be first out of the gate in January with their new releases.
Wait, can you start over?
Even though we know the least about what Arcade1Up is doing next year compared to these other things we've talked about, they will still be the first to come out of the gates with their announcements.
I see.
This January.
What I heard was, stay tuned to this channel because I have exclusive access to the information from Arcade1Up.
I don't.
Because I'm an Arcade1Up shill and I have all of the data. So come back to this channel. You'll hear it first. Sorry, I was multitasking, so I heard something way different.
That's fine. Nicholas Diorio says the new meta is hoping enough suckers buy the deluxe so you can potentially see a machine you want 1-2 years later. Yeah, I've said that for years. Everybody complains about Pac-Man. I'm like, guys, it's their cash cow. Pac-Man. I don't care how many Pac-Mans they sell, as long as it eventually means we're going to get some weird and wacky shit. And unfortunately, we haven't had weird and wacky shit for a while. And I think that's really the sad part. No weird and wacky stuff.
Yeah. The last one I felt like was Tron and Dragon's Lair.
Oh, yeah.
That was like really super niche.
And they're
So-
on the Mount Rushmore of Arcade1Up 3/4 scale cabs. They're two of the best, in my opinion.
Mhm. Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's talk pinball. Fox, when are you getting one?
Soon.
You don't have one?
No, because my wife said no, and I respect her decision.
He spent just as much money buying real arcade cabinets as if he had bought a
Yeah,
pinball
I had to
machine.
build an arcade,
Yeah.
but
Don't worry, he spent the money, just not on the pinball.
Let me ask you, Fox. Do you take your wife to pinball arcades? Do you include her in the joy? Does she ever get
No.
to see you happy?
Never.
Playing pinball
That's
machines?
never been. That's one of the conditions of our marriage. She doesn't want to see me happy. That's what.
I've been there. I've been in a relationship like that.
She's very happy for me to go and do those things without her. She's like, baby, go have fun, but I'm not going.
Yeah, but there's all these like new age retro arcade barcades with pinballs where she can drink.
That's what I'm
while I play
saying.
pinball.
I'm
That's
like,
how I've really
it's
gotten her
the
into
best
thing.
bar ever. These barcades are sick. Yeah.
Too. I mean, Pinball Map has like really, really helped out travel. It's been
Pinball
fun.
Map saves marriages.
So
Duly noted.
We don't know much about 2024. We assume that Keith Elwin is working on their next what is it called?
Yeah,
it's called
Cornerstone title called Jaws. We think he's working on Jaws, and he might actually be working on a second one as well. So,
yeah, and then Back to the Future by Dutch Pinball is another rumor.
I'm sad it's not Stern. I want a Back to the Future by
You don't
Stern.
want to spend $15,000 on a Back to the Future?
No, I don't.
Not at all.
What are the other rumors coming out?
I don't know that much
Princess
more.
Bride, perhaps.
Yep.
By Barrel of Fun, maybe.
As you wish.
Pinball.
Yeah, there's all these new pinball companies that are popping up too.
Right? They're coming up at just the right time when the market's starting to go to hell.
Starting to tank, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
What could possibly go wrong?
Yeah. Let me jump in. I mean, those are some major IPs for brand new companies to get too, to be able to do pinball machines. So that's like curious. I wonder what Jody thinks about all those kind of like licenses. He's the John D of Stern.
That's right.
Okay.
Jody.
Jody is the John D of Stern.
John D.
That's right.
Mhm.
And they actually know each other, by the way.
Yeah, the licensing community I've heard is an incestuous group, is what I've been told. Meaning they all like share contacts and they all know each other. So
They're all like point buddies.
no, I did not say that. I just said that they all know each other and they can be like, hey, can you help me get this license for this? Because you might know somebody that I don't.
So you
I'm
know
trying to help
that's
you
called
get it."
gatekeeping.
Damn it.
Is it?
Because
Damn
there's other
gatekeeping.
people.
Here we go again.
There's other people in the
Here we
licensing
go
area
again.
that want to get into licensing, but they're mad because those people are friends with the other friends and they won't include them.
They can't do it.
Mm.
Yeah.
No shit, Bill. That's a real rumor. There's a rumor that Stern are really making a Pokemon pinball.
Yeah, I think I heard that rumor.
And
so.
if that happens, Restelgia will finally buy a brand new inbox Stern table. That's not a joke. It's not a joke. Restelgia loves Pokemon more than anything.
That's right.
Anyways, guys.
You know what's next to Pokemon in the list of pinball tables?
Playlight.
Playboy. If you're on virtual pinball tables and you have a bunch of them, I was like,
Oh, our son.
yeah, my son was browsing my virtual pinball list and was like, look, Pokemon. Oh no, look, there's Playboy. And like he's like, you know, he's a young 11-year-old.
I'm waiting for the Hustler pinball table. That's where you get the real dirt.
You're holding out.
Yeah. Anyways, guys, we've been 2 hours. I got to get on a plane in, I got to leave here in 3 hours. So I think it's time to put a plug in it. Next year is going to be exciting. There's lots of rumors, lots of fun stuff. I'm excited to see what happens. I think that you guys will be proven wrong because of my inside information. I think Arcade1Up's got some cool stuff coming. And there's opportunities coming for other companies to maybe do some cool stuff as well. I can't believe Unico are still alive. Fox, you bought all their monitors. That's what really put them over the
I
mountain.
did my part. I did the best that I could.
alive.
Maybe they'll be at CES this year, Justin, and not an empty booth.
Ooh,
You think
did
so?
that happen last year?
Maybe.
Yeah, we went to go visit Unico and there was an empty booth.
Literally.
And it was
Out of all the
Yeah.
empty booths, that it was Unico. Like we're walking along, it's booth filled with merchandise things, and then there's this empty one, and we're like, well, what's the number for Unico? Yeah, it's that one.
But the weird thing was weird, like the massage random accessories were not what the rest of the video game stuff was. It was like in a weird pavilion of stuff.
Maybe it's because the people that run it were like, Unico, what do they do? I think they're massages. Okay, we'll put them.
Anyways, seriously, I got to go to Toronto, guys. I got to go. Thank you very much for being here. This was fun.
I think Mrs. Kong is going to Toronto as well.
B's about to take her to the CN Tower. What a view.
Jiminy.
Kobe, let's go.
Kobe. Good night, everybody. Kobe. Thank you so much. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Oh, they went out of there early.
And they're
like, well, it's happening. See you guys.
Bye. Why is it every time?
I'm still live. I forgot to do Jason. I am so sorry. I am so sorry, brother. Can we do it next week instead if it's still a possibility? I meant to do it, but we're 2 hours and I got to go. And B's finished already. Right on time.
Wait, what?
And
they have a baby already.
That man is efficient.
Anyways, I gotta go.